Okay, just want to point out there again. I claim no copyright for the picture being used for this meme. I kind of wish it wasn't, but whatever. Anyway, I also don't claim copyright of the meme itself or content within. As far as copyright is concerned, I do not claim this under no way to make money off of any way, shape, or form, or is any type of form of trade of any kind. With that out of the way, let's get started. This will be my comedy hour against the gang stalkers. Now then, from my experience, I'll literally just walk around. Now, if you don't know already, I'm being beamed down with RNM, remote neural monitoring, and these directed energy weapons. They beam me down, right? They're beaming me with this stuff, and as I'm walking it tends to also slow down my movement. And as I'm doing that, they'll say, you see that man over there? You see how he walking? You see how he walking? He's gay. He's gay. And these are the same people that would walk up literally out of nowhere, eyeball the crap out of me, literally even go, and if they can't get out, if they can't even get my notice at all, they will deliberately walk in front of me to bend their ass over. And these are the same people calling me gay. What part of a guy who shows his ass off to another man do you not understand that makes yourself look gay? When you do, and the fact that they're even receiving money for that is even worse. That is much worse, dude. That's like soliciting prostitution right there. Like, seriously? There's no, I don't care like how many people they lie to, how many people they slander to. You can never freaking convince me of anything else but that the fact that that's some crap coming from you and your little buddies, and it just gives me that much more of a reason to avoid them. You know, it gives me that much reason, and I was right. For some reason, I sensed that something really stunk about these people, and and it was the whole reason why I just stayed away from them. I didn't go nowhere near them. I knew something wasn't right, but this was before my targeting got even worse, to the point where I started to understand that I was on this program for quite a long time. Another thing, they like to talk about this 24 hours a day. A person who wants to call someone else gay literally talks about homosexuality every 5 minutes of the second through the entire day. That's the only thing they got going through their minds. So think about it from this perspective. This is a person who's basically even though they're being paid, basically they have this concentrated into their mindset. That's all they talk about. That's all they ever love to talk about. They love to talk about this stuff. That stuff is like cocaine to them, like cocaine is to a crack addict. They can't get enough of talking about homosexuality. They love that shit. They literally, that's all they can say. That is all they can say. They talk about that shit 24 hours a day. It's just like that rap song, where a dude saying, wake up, drink, stand up, drink, and stuff like that. Now, change the reverse words to what these gang stalkers are doing and saying, stand up, talk about gay. Sit down, talk about gay. Literally smoke, talk about gay. That's all they do. I'm not following these people, but they're following me. They're fucking following me. Like, I go to a freaking grocery store, and I gotta hear that shit. I'm like, are you serious? I go to work all day, that's all I'm hearing. And nothing but booty bandits all over the place. And I'm like, dude, you're not gonna convince me that I'm something that I'm not just because you want to show your ass off to a guy. That's just telling me that you're gay. That's telling me you are gay. And I get it, fine, you're a homosexual. I don't care. You're a homosexual who loves to show his ass off to dudes for money. What do you want, a freaking cookie or something? I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, really? Really, what do you want, a cookie or something? Like, are you serious? Like, oh, look, you see that motherfucking TI over there? You see that motherfucking TI over there? Just wait till he comes around the corner, or at least get the supervisor to call his ass all the way down here. Let me just go ahead and get that motherfucker's gay, but let me just get in position to literally just prop my ass up for him right here, just so we can just catch his ass, just so we can say this motherfucker's looking. let me just prop my ass up right here just so we get to say this motherfucking look. That's the kind of stupid. That's the kind of stupid stuff that they do on a daily basis, and I'm like, bro. First off, you're not even making me look bad at that stuff. You're making yourself look bad. As soon as I started roasting the crap out of them, they tried to set me up. So I just went ahead and went covert on their asses with that. But it was justified. The whole thing was justified because I gotta hear their crap 24 hours a day. I don't want to hear that shit. Don't nobody want to hear that, man. Don't nobody want to hear that. But that's what they like to do. And it's a constant thing. And I'm like, why do you have to bring the roast out of me, man? Like, why set yourself up like that? You literally are propping your ass up for a guy. You calling me, first off, the only freaking insult they got is calling me a homosexual, which I'm not. And I'm not going that way for nobody. Not to mention, is that the best you can do? Is that really the only insult you got? Really? And by the way, the only reason why they even stooped to this is because of the females that they sent after me. I literally caught on to that crap way too easily. I could tell that it was, a bunch of BS. If you're not familiar with honeypotting is, first off, the clearest way to understand that you're being honeypotted is if they're trying to, these people started literally giving you all kinds of crap, and all of a sudden the female who hangs out with them just so happens to swing her ass your way and tries to, get you on board with her or whatever, saying that she's interested in shit. Yeah, that's a fucking setup. That's a freaking setup. If you go to work, don't ever accept a ride from a female going home. And, because trust me, I've had plenty of them doing that. But I kept telling them no. And for my standards, I don't date my coworkers. I don't do that. I don't do it. I only go there for my money. If I want to go find me a woman, I'm going somewhere else to do that. I'm not going to the club to find me a woman. I'm not going to a bar to find me a woman. Maybe to a place much nicer. Because unfortunately, when it comes to bars and clubs, the only thing people are going there for is most likely lust and entertainment. That's about it. That's the only reason why people go there. So you can't really find a decent person there, man. You can't find a decent person there. It's not to say that it's impossible, but what you got to understand with the type of tone that those environments provide, it literally just projects the exact opposite for what you're looking for. But anyway, back on to the roast. Yeah, like I said, that's all they can say. They talk about that 24 hours a day. And this has been going on for this shit has been going on for about, I don't know, around 8 months now? 8 months, probably even more. In all my life, I've never seen a person that obsessive with talking about homosexuality. I've never heard the word gay come out of literally being projected from a person that many times. I'm just like, dude, the fact that the thing about this, you got to think this from a psychological level. This is something being thought of from their mindset, right? The person who is talking about it, who's projecting these words, is them. They're the ones thinking about it. They're the ones saying it. Did I tell them to start thinking and start saying that shit? No. They're being paid to do it, but they keep doing it. So, at the same time, first off, if it's one thing to be paid to just say something, but when you go in as far as to literally solicit yourself for prostitution, that brings up questions. That brings up questions, dude. When you start doing desperate stuff like that, man, for money, okay. I'm glad I actually noticed that. It seems like the bottom area was covered up there, but that as you can see, the meme is Enemy of the State was not a movie; it was a documentary. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder. Sirach 34:22. Will Bible enemy state documentary mind police control satellite targeted individuals, elf waves, gang stalking, God, terrorism, MK Ultra, V2K, B2G. I've never heard of B2G, but I will be looking that up. And the reason why I got this primarily set is because this is a prime example. As you can say, I'll say it again. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder. Again, these are testaments from past times, from long generations ago. And these people are doing this to many different individuals. And it's unfortunate that a lot of us, even as kids, had our own lives literally compromised without us even realizing it. I just so happen to be just one of those individuals. But I'm getting off topic here. Okay, what else do I got? Oh wow, I even went as far as even coming up with a song, just literally just roasting the crap out of them. But I can't even remember the actual lyrics. But it was based off the theme of the Willy Wonka song. It was based off the theme of the Willy Wonka song, which was so funny. If I remember it, I'm definitely gonna post the lyrics to it in the on the channel. But that was freaking hilarious, and I think that's where it really that was the very thing that really pissed them off. But man. But again, wherever I'm going, I guarantee you what they'll do. They'll go to somebody, tap them on the shoulder, saying, "Look, you see that guy over there? He's gay." And then they'll go out of their way. The entire time they're walking around, they are staring at me. Now, I didn't go out of my way. Again, I don't go out of my way looking at them. I don't go out of my way looking for them. They go to me. I didn't tell you to fucking go to the store I'm at to start talking all that crap. I didn't tell you to go to the grocery store where I'm at. I didn't tell you to say that at my job. I didn't tell you to sit there and follow me everywhere, you stalker. And basically, for all you who don't know, this kind of stuff definitely counts as a please notice me senpai moment. Like, oh, please notice me senpai. Please notice me, senpai. I prop the ass up for you for your leisure, for your viewable pleasure, even though you're being fucking paid for it. Oh man, I swear this definitely counts as a please notice me, senpai moment. It's a please notice me, senpai moment that I am not interested in. But one thing I will say, just so you all know, I have absolutely nothing against homosexuals. I don't care that if people are that way. In the end, if it is wrong, and I will stress this out, if it is wrong, right, that's up to God. I don't see that as my concern or my reason for even wondering as to like saying, oh, you can't do that or whatever. Like I'm not even gonna care to do any of that. And it's because I'm not, and the reason why I don't care is because I'm not interested in that. It's not something that is an interest into my life. But it makes you wonder why they're trying to make such a thing interesting in your life. And if you don't know, these nasty gang stalkers are doing this to try to convert you into a homosexual. Basically, they're basically doing it to try to convert you. But that's the craziest thing about it. The same people who are trying to project you off as being gay are basically trying to convert you to being gay. And they're the same ones who love talking about it 24 hours a day. And love showing their ass up to a guy 24 hours a day. Now, how come they don't view that as gay? Yet they think that just because they're doing all this obnoxious stuff which is directed to gain a person's attention. By the way, it's intentional. It's so intentional they will prop themselves in front of your line of vision. They will literally do this to prop themselves in front of your line of vision. Today I'm just gonna ignore the crap out of them. By the way, I'm just gonna ignore the absolute crap out of them. Because at this point, man, like I'm like, you know what? I've already learned EDM F, and I am truly grateful for that. When I learned that, man, I didn't even have this crap didn't even phase me. I literally just walked past them, and that was it. And I'm telling you, this pissed them off so bad. They went as far as driving up to my place of living, and had a guy set up to walk by. I recorded that stuff because first off, that's illegal to follow somebody home. That shit is illegal to be doing something like that. Like, that's some serious stalkerish stuff right there. To literally do that. But of course, we know these gang stalkers do that. And you know, as soon as I did that, the guy, you won't be able to, I don't think you'll be able to hear the audio. I still have to check my back camera since that was like closer than my phone. But the back camera most likely probably caught the audio of what the guy said. All he did was he's literally just jumped out of his car, talking about something, you see that? You see that? He's gay. He's gay. So I'm like, so what? I'm not supposed to record you creepy, your creepiness of stalking me? Is that it? Oh man. To all you fellow TIs out there, you gotta learn to have fun with the life you got, you know? They will try that. They're gonna try everything they can to make your life a living hell. But you know something? The one thing that these gang stalkers are definitely narcissists. Because you want to know something? The one thing that pisses them off the most is ignoring them. Turn the channel on them. They start talking that mess. You're like, no, I don't care. They still talking all that mess. No, I don't. No. I don't care. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you got to say. I don't care to hear what you got to say. And I don't care to view whatever evidence you got of what you got to say. Because first off, you, sir, are a domestic terrorist, and no good comes from any of your actions. You break up families. You literally force a person in a state of homelessness. And you're being paid to do it. They're proud of literally, as you can see, the MK Ultra, the V2K, the BTG, Agenda 21. They're condemning their own kids to this. They already showed the news broadcast of RFID chips. This is real. All of this is real. They're condemning their own kids to this. And it's all to make a quick buck just to keep the bills paid, just so they can keep their little bitty entertainment. But you know something? They won't even have to worry about any of that because they'll probably be dead by then. But they're fine with condemning their own children with such a thing. In fact, they may not even be dead until the chips are installed. But when that happens, you gotta understand, like, no one's gonna have their free will anymore. I was thinking about gathering up a few TIs and we all just work together to build a sanctuary for TIs, for all TIs. But I'm afraid that I don't even know if that would be even safe to have that in the United States with the way that they're going. But again, it is like just about everywhere. But remember, they want you to think that there are places to where this goes outside its jurisdiction. Remember, the Nine Eyes have sub-countries that are underneath them. There are countries excluded from those sub-countries that are not part of this program. You need to find those states. Greece is one of them. And there's other ones too. There are other ones too as well. So don't think that every country is a part of this system because they want you to think that. The one thing they don't ever want you to do is leave from their jurisdiction, because the most they can do is send people to go out of country and stalk you. But that's about all they can do. And it's not going to be very often because, well, first off, the gang stalkers are going to, with you being in a completely different area and the behavioral difference, they stand out way more, and they can't literally, be covert. They can't play that covert card there. They can't. And they know this because no one there acts like that. The other thing I wanted to stress on is that I'm all willing to fight against this. I'm all willing, but at the same time, if we do, we need a plan to do this. We need freaking people who are in the positions to really tip the balance of this for where it's heading, to where we don't ending up in the future to where we're nothing but a bunch of mindless zombies being controlled via AI, because that's basically what it is. All these gang stalkers out there, all that little bitty stuff that they love to do, they won't be able to do that crap no more. No. They'll be controlled. The only thing they will be able to do is what the AI wants them to, is being programmed to want them to do. They won't have no free will. They won't have no freedom of choice. And by the way, this technology has been stirred to literally encourage crime. If you look at the difference between the two areas where there's vapor trails and where there's not, and yes, I guarantee you, there are no vapor trails in Greece. Just as well as there are no vapor trails in certain other countries. It's the countries with the vapor trails and the satellite towers at the same time that has the MK Ultra, V2K, and all that other stuff that's going on. It's those areas alone that have this problem. But since it's via satellite, if you have an implant in you, like, it makes it very difficult to get away from this. And here's a prime example. The gang stalkers, right? Did you know that some gang stalkers become TIs? I believe some gang stalkers actually become TIs for defective purposes, or pretty much they may just stay with it out of fear. But I believe that is somewhat the case, and I also believe that as you know, like, some people who are like government officials, people who have worked for the military and all that, who have like actually installed technologies when it comes to this, and would see the protest outside going on and everything like that as they're doing it. A lot of these people who are like involved, like really, really deep in working for these organizations, they've also become TIs. Even FBI agents and police officers, you got a few of them that become TIs. Even some government officials, even some senators, even the president himself is a TI. Even some people especially the people in the entertainment industry. No one is excluded from this. No one. So you gotta ask yourself, to the gang stalkers, is that money really worth it to literally fix a future that's dedicated to pushing forward for RFID chips? Because I'm pretty certain the gang stalkers most likely seen more than enough of this technology and what it does. And what they're not aware of is that technically this is going to strip their freedom away. And not just theirs, but everybody's. If this goes through, no one's going to have any free... And if they do accept the chip, they're not going to have control over their free will. It's already getting to the point where they've been experimenting on people as it is. I'm using whatever free will I got right now just to even make this message, But with the stuff I'm going through, like, it's not that easy. All of this stuff is based. All of this organized crime that they do is all based towards control, but it's not justified control. It's not. Not if they're forcing people to literally commit crimes like this. Not if they're constantly trying to set people up and all that type of stuff. Not if they're causing fraud and all kinds of mess on people like this. No, there's absolutely no justification for this. They are breaking way more crimes than whenever it was to intent to get the person put away for even if the person even did commit a crime. These gang stalkers commit so many crimes, I've even lost track of them. I mean, there's freaking illegal there's illegal slanderism. There's invasion of privacy. It definitely violates so many human rights, and they find that justified. They find it justified to do that. How on earth do you even justify yourself when you're breaking so many laws like that? And the truth is, you can't. You can't justify something like that. You can't. You absolutely can't. But they seem to be okay with the fact that these chips are going to get passed down in the future generation. They don't care that the children and their children's children are going to have to deal with this. And by the way, every time, and yes, this has been known, they would honestly literally go as far as to even send their kids out there in harm's way. Not everybody is stable-minded. Not everybody has a strong will. There's quite a lot of people out there that are good at heart, but at the same time, not everybody has a stable mind. Look at Gavin Long's situation. He went out and took out all those cops, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't recommend him to do that because first off, I mean, you're just stupid. Not only are you stupid to their level and sinning, you're also I understand like I understand like where he's coming from when it comes to that, but at the same time, he's basically giving them what they want. And the thing is, like, just taking a couple of cops, dude, out, like, dude, they could just, even if those cops were, let's say those cops actually were corrupt, let's say that they were, but at the same time, you got some cops in there that aren't really corrupt. It's like a mixture. You got people who want to do the right thing, but they don't. Not all. There are a lot of cops out there that are Freemasons, but not all of them are. And at the same time, it's a confusing thing to deal with. And either way, even if they were all Freemasons, you got to think about it. Like, even if he took them out, they're just gonna replace them. They're just gonna replace them. There have been people who have went on mass shootings due to this organization. There are people who have done that. No joke. And this is all due to the gang stalking. These people are not afraid to even have their own children put on the front lines in harm's way of this. It shows you just how much they care of, how much less they care about the safety of their own children, as well as the safety of themselves. It's all for the money. It's all for the money. And I bet you they always say this in the back of their head, like, oh, no, he ain't gonna do that, she ain't gonna do that. Nah, I'm not worried about nothing. I'm just gonna go ahead and project myself out here, do the usual do, and then I'm out of here to collect my money. That is a thought process of a blind fool. A blind fool who would get not only himself killed, but also his entire family. Or those who are caught in the crossfire of such a thing, you know? As for me, I don't ever believe in taking the life of another person. But I believe that a person who would, like, solely risk his family like that, anyone like that would ever risk their family like that, a person like that, man, they obviously don't care about the safety and well-being of their family if they're gonna put their stuff in harm's way like that, man. I will never, ever in all my life stoop to as low as to ever sabotaging the life of another. I refuse to do that. because I don't see any justification in that at all. Like I really don't. From what I can see, the whole thing is obviously bent and literally derived towards either most likely hate, jealousy, and fear. That's all I hear from my gang stalkers personally. They're afraid of the truth to getting out, but they don't mind spreading around a bunch of lies. They've grown jealous of me because they've used this stuff to try to get me fired from my job. And yes, they've done that numerous amount of times. They even gone as far as even tamper, even as far as they went. And this is what I know. This is what I know for a fact, judging from my situation. They got my cousin fired from a job that she had of what she was using to care for her 3 children and to also be there for them at the same time. It was a work from home job. They got her fired over their BS, and it was because she was helping me in my time of need. I left the apartment that I was in because some ignorant idiot went outside and started thinking it was a good idea to start blasting his freaking 52 caliber pistol off in a residential neighborhood. These are the kinds of people behind this organization. Again, that's the reason why I left my last apartment and why I went over to live with my cousin for a bit. And they sabotaged her because she was helping me. I leave from there. Things start getting bad in my new unit. Go over to stay with my aunt just for a tad bit. They start sabotaging her. They went as far as to even put her on the same thing they got me on, because I could tell by the symptoms. They literally sedated my aunt under R&M. I want to give her the cure, I truly do, but at the same time, they have way more to lose than I do. And I'm afraid if I even make any more attempts to if I make an attempt to even try to contact them, they're going to make it even worse for them. That's why I just immediately cut off contact for their own safety. Because they don't deserve any of this. They don't. Honestly, as far as the whole thing is concerned, I don't even hate them. There were attempts that they were being used to set me up, but I believe they were being forced into it. I believe the entire time they were being forced. But they know the truth behind what is really going on now. That this is not something that is within a single person's power to really overturn. This is something that's gone global, man, and it's just sitting out here to destroy many different lives, all out of fear to keep its power. But what you need to understand is we the people have the power. We have the power to shut them the F down. But they do not want us to know. They do not want us to know this. Alone and isolated, we can't do much, but together we can make a big difference. But this is not a type of change that can happen overnight. And you got to ask yourself, do we really want a future like this for the future generation, or do we want to literally shut the demonically influenced organization down and tell them no? The devil will not have our future offspring. The devil will not have us. The devil will not control us no longer. We will not play puppet to this demonic organization. We will not contribute to this demonic organization because it has no morals. It has no justifications for its actions, and there is none. There never was none to begin with, because it's very, very inhuman for anybody to literally perpetrate themselves off as this. For a person to literally be okay with this, it says a lot about that person's psyche. A person who's comfortable with becoming a domestic terrorist is a very, very unstable person, and they have a very unstable mindset. So imagine if there were no laws around people like that. You can only imagine how destructive a person like that will become. Anyway, it's already like getting way too. I really should have been getting some sleep. It's getting like way too close to time for me to get ready. So this is MM's TI strategy guide, and wow, that went up to like around 35 minutes, but whatever. Anyway, this is MM's TI strategy guide. Hopefully everyone out there has a good day. I send both my hopes, my love, and my prayers to you all. Stay strong, be safe, and keep fighting the good fight.